I brought home a parts bicycle with a very usable Brooks leather saddle. It's a B66 model, and that is a bit longer than the B66S model that I fixed up earlier. And this basically has the same problems. So the leather is a bit dry, and the metal frame in the nose of the saddle has some play. But other than that, it still looks reasonably good, with hardly any rust on the springs. I started with the disassembly of the frame. It's a bit of a fiddly job, because the nuts inside the springs are kinda difficult to turn. And to be able to turn the tensioning pin, I used a modified old 13mm spanner. The fact that Brooks still uses imperial fasteners is a bit frustrating. But perhaps this is an older model, and today they all use sensible metric fasteners. Next I decided to remove the pin that keeps the worn parts of the frame together. This pin is hardened, so the metal hacksaw with crappy Chinesium blades could not cut it, so I had to grind the head of the pin away, first using the angle grinder and later using the Dremel. And here you can see the part of the bracket that was slowly wearing away, but still I had to enlarge the hole a bit using a file so I could fit an M8 bolt. Then I applied some colorless leather grease to the underside of the saddle, and I used an old hairdryer to try and melt the grease, so it would flow a bit underneath the metal parts. After that I reassembled the saddle, so I could take it out for a test ride. Assembling a Brooks leather saddle can be a frustrating job, but in the end I got it back together. My test ride was a success, and I thought this was the best leather saddle that I had ever ridden. Probably because this model has stiffer springs. Most Brooks saddles that I used so far are too springy or bouncy in my opinion. After the test ride I applied some brown leather cream to the top of the saddle, and I wrapped a ribbon around the front of the saddle in an attempt to get the saddle back into shape. The leather had been tensioned significantly over the years, and the sides of the saddle were flaring out a bit. Maybe later I will drill some holes in the sides and then use a lace to pull the sides together somewhat. I let the saddle sit for about a week so the leather could soak up all of that cream. Then I installed it onto my old Gazelle bicycle that I inherited from my uncle and started riding it. I think it looks good, but more importantly it also sits good. And with some care it should last me a long time, definitely longer than this cheap Chinesium saddle. This was a short voiceover version of a very long video that shows the whole process in a bit more detail. If you got some time to waste, a link to that video should now pop up in the right top corner. Thanks for watching this bicycle shit show. Like, subscribe, yada yada yada, and more will follow. In the next video I will mount this saddle onto my old Gazelle bicycle.